Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The Russell Brand situation has taken quite the turn. Now, this I want you to look at with respect to the broader narrative. Not necessarily just about Russell Brand, but the broader narrative that these people are doing this at this time when no legal proceedings have taken place. Just bear that in mind as we get through this, because as you can see here, this is a media advisory notice from the Attorney General, the British Attorney General. This is a press release media advisory notice stating the Attorney General confirms the requirement not to publish material which could prejudice any potential criminal investigation or prosecutions. It's a bit preemptive, isn't it? Don't you think? Following the airing of Russell Brand in plain sight dispatches on 16th September 2023, there's been extensive reporting about Russell Brand. The Attorney General, Right Honourable Victoria Prentice, KCMP, wishes to amplify the importance of not publishing any material where there is a risk that it could prejudice any potential criminal investigation or prosecutions. Publishing this material could amount to contempt of court. Okay. I didn't see this response when it came to Philip Schofield and Hugh Edwards. Editors, publishers and social media users should take legal advice to ensure they are in a position to fully comply with the obligations to which they are subject under the Common Law and Contempt of Court Act. But there's no legal proceedings, so how can you be in contempt of court? How? You can't preemptively imply someone is in contempt of court when there is no court case. That's not how it works. The Attorney General's office is monitoring the coverage of these allegations. Really? Because a lot of people are not happy with you for this. Attorney General makes a Russell Brand contempt warning despite no active proceeding. So there's... What? What are we doing? Now they say this, Russell Brand has not been arrested, nor is any criminal investigation currently taking place. There is a slight update with respect to that. The Met Police are investigating Russell Brand, but I don't know if this is a criminal investigation at this point in time. So the force said it has received a number of allegations of offences in London and the other parts of the country following claims made against Russell Brand. The Met said all allegations were non-recent and there have been no arrests. So yeah, it doesn't really look like they're actually... They're not exploring it on a criminal basis at this point. They're seeing if there is anything, I guess. I don't know how that would work. But it doesn't seem like that is the case. We're just investigating these. Investigation can just be taking the information down. The offences are all non-recent. Officers will be offering specialist support to all the women who have made the allegations. The investigation is being carried out by detectives in the Met's Central Specialist Crime Command. We continue to encourage anyone who believes they've been a victim of these kind of offences to contact us. So it doesn't seem like there's a criminal investigation at this point in time. But we need a contempt of court notice. There's no court case, Attorney General. Were you a diversity hire, perchance? I don't know. Was there some nepotism in how you got your job? I'm genuinely asking the question because how can you be in contempt of court when there's nothing happening at this point in time? So the Attorney General has issued a contempt of court warning about publishing anything that could prejudice any future criminal investigation. Kind of sounds like that's what they're angling for, doesn't it? But journalists were surprised to see the statement, given that there are no active proceedings in relation to allegations of assault made against Brand. First reported by the Times, blah, blah, blah. Brand's denied all. So Times journalist Sean O'Connell wrote in response in a column on Monday, the Attorney General is either poorly informed about the law of contempt or has taken it upon herself to issue a thinly veiled threat intended to have a chilling effect on reporting of the Brand allegations. Yeah. Under the Contempt of Court Act 1981, which is what she cited, it is contempt to publish material that creates a substantial risk of prejudice or an impediment to active legal proceedings. Active, I guess, is the clue there. A criminal case becomes active when a person is arrested. An arrest warrant is issued, a summons is issued, or a person is charged orally. All steps that mean there is a definite prospect of that person facing a trial. again, ladies and gents, I would not be surprised if there is a preemptive strike on this right now. It sounds like they're hedging their bets that that's what they're going to do. So contempt of court is a strict liability offence, meaning whoever published the material, whether in a newspaper, website or social media, does not need to have intended to create a prejudicial effect. However, as I've said, Brand has not been arrested, nor have any of the other steps that make a case active taken place. So the Met has said it has received a number of non-recent allegations, and there's no arrests. So what does this mean? Well, the statement itself, issued by the Attorney General, again, as we've already sort of come into here, common law, contempt of court. Noting the mention of common law, media law expert David Banks questioned the intervention, saying Prentice appears to be trying to reinstate the common law definition of contempt where proceedings are pending or imminent. That was abolished 40 years ago. Doesn't seem like there's a basis for this, does it? And that does get the noggin jogging. What's going on? Why? Times urges Attorney General to withdraw the Russell Brand warning advisory. Yeah, because why are you doing this? But, you know, they're still reporting on it. Russell Brand accuses government of bypassing judicial process to censor him on social media. But they did. They actually did. Genuinely, they 100% did that. And people are acting like this isn't the case. I mean, it is. That's literally what they did here. So let's have a look at this, shall we?
Russell Brand has said in the last few minutes that he's the victim of a conspiracy to silence him.
Of course, we're talking about events of the last week, but in particular, the collusion between big tech and government and an apparent concerted effort by legacy media and now the state and big tech to silence independent media voices. Obviously, it's difficult for me to be entirely objective given the events of the last week, but that is what we must try to do.
Well, let's break that down. They say a victim of a conspiracy, but let's see what he actually said.
Him.
Of course, we're talking about events of the last week, but in particular, the collusion between big tech and government. And
right, there is a collusion between big tech and government. Government wrote to big tech and big tech acted on it. There you go, done.
An apparent concerted effort by legacy media and now the state and big tech to silence independent media voices.
Yeah, they've done that as well. That's what this online harms bill is all about. And there's lots and lots of videos now saying Rumble, you know, CEOs, directors can get police intervention if they ever come to the UK now as a result of it. So I would say that's pretty bang on, quite frankly. Absolutely pretty bang on. So, yeah, and this is what they say, you know, bypass the judicial process. Right to punitive measures, financial ones. Seems like an interesting stance for a government minister to be suggesting to a big tech platform. Well, that is absolutely right. They have absolutely done that. Anyway, strange situation, ladies and gents. But this, again, you want to look at it from the perspective of a, you know, this can happen to anyone. The fact that this is happening is startling and very, very concerning. Very, very concerning.